Hello, my friends. This is our first live stream since I had to take off for health purposes or health reasons. It's good to be back, my friends. It was a long May, a long month of May, but feeling much better. And things are just going well. So, if you're new to the channel, what we're going to cover in this live, like all the other lives, we start with SPY. Just kind of like go over what we saw so far in the week. And then we'll take a look at Bitcoin, see what our expectations are there. That'll be followed by the Discord trade alert, or excuse me, the Discord live stream channel questions, and anybody, of course, any YouTube members that ask questions on here. This is actually a subscriber only rather than a members only live stream. This is a subscribers only live stream. So if you're a subscriber, you'll be able to ask questions. That's a very rare. Usually it's just members. But feel free to ask whatever questions. They don't need to be stock or crypto related. It just happens to be my specialty because I was a Wall Street broker in 2007 when I had a near-death experience and kind of like drastically changed the direction of my life. I got into, well, I was already a little bit into tarot, but I started to combine the two together. And over a 26-year period, I've developed a system of analysis called SO meta-analysis. It's substantially more... Sorry about that. Sorry about that, guys. I lost you there. I got a little bit of a janky wire. But anyhow, it's substantially more accurate than technical analysis. And when you combine technical analysis and EBSO meta-analysis together, my God, the results are absurd. They're insanely accurate. So let's get into the SPY, guys. So this was today's reading. And you can see this is an example of what the type of services that you get with the early access subscription, where I'm actually doing day trade alerts for SPY every day, as well as some swing trades. But on the you also get a TradingView chart link that's regularly updated, where I'm actually drawing entry and exits. And you can see this was like pretty much a perfect day. They say you can't time the market, but that's exactly what we did here, guys. I mean, look at this. So people were advised to enter into a long position in SPY. If there was a sharp drop right at the open, enter into a long position with the expectation to close midday. And you could say that I left a little bit on the table, but really, when you want to make a good trade, you're not worried about max gain. What you're worried about is like the best exit. And you can see we avoided all of this choppiness here and got out pretty much at the high. And then got into a short position as well with the expectation to close out of the short here before the close. Now, my ellipse was just a little bit below where we ended up being before the close, but anybody that has the early access subscription, in real time on the Discord trade alerts, I let everybody know you should exit out of these shorts here before right before the close. Come here, Google. So really solid stuff today, guys. Made money going up, made money going down. And just to give you an example, like look here, 928 on June 9th. If we have a sharp drop around the open, you could open a long for a day trade. Otherwise, sit tight. Not the clearest day for trades. It started out a little bit unclear. Open long here, 936. For day trade, expect to close around noontime. Ended up being a little bit later, and that's one thing, guys, is that you should always remember that SO meta-analysis, we're predicting the sequence of chart events. The timing is usually on point to the hour, sometimes the minute, but there are also cases where it'll be off a couple hours plus or minus. It's the sequence of chart events that's most important to pay attention to, which is why these Discord trade alerts have become so valuable. Entering into closed long territory now. This was at 1246. 1246, entering into closed long territory now. Might be a bit early. Better to wait until the RSI, it printed out rise. It's a typo. The RSI hits the upper end of the range. And you can see that's where we exited out when we were at the upper end of the range. So just right around here, open short for a day trade here. That was 1253. Boom. Like at the first major high. And expect to close that short position at 12:53. So expect to close that short position between 2 and 4 p.m. And then right there before the close short day trades right here before the close. You could open a partial long. And I mean, guys, people that are following this stuff are making money. Like I'm like surprised. I mean, I'm not surprised anymore, but if I was a rookie on YouTube, I would have been surprised that more people hadn't signed up yet. We've got a ton of people who signed up, don't get me wrong, but like we should be like viral with this stuff. We're literally using a system developed by yours truly that did not exist anywhere. Even other tarot readers, they don't know the system unless I've taught this to them. It's like a very complicated utilization for timing, never before done for timing utilizing tarot, and we can actually get down to the hour and sometimes to the minute with our timing. So if you're interested in that that early access subscription, I'll show you how to get that at the end of the live stream, as well as we're gonna give you guys a link to a special offer where we're doing 2 2026 one-year readings. We're offering for $600 now. Normally they're $500 a pop, so it would normally be $1,000. That's $400 off, guys. So we're gonna give you that link. That expires within 5 days, and the link will no longer be valid. There's also a coupon code that I'm gonna give you guys for 50% off of a one-on-one with me, a Zoom one-on-one. For those, great way for those of you that I don't know to, for us to get to know each other and ask any specific questions that you have. If you're new to the channel, also, guys, this is Hermes. This is my best friend, Hermes. Right, Hermes? You're such a good boy. He's the channel mascot. He just likes to sit on my lap the whole time while I'm on the live streams. All right, so that was SPY. So there's really two ways that you could read this, but my sense is that probably what happened is there's a lot. Well, either way, either of the two ways, there's a lot of price movement to the price movement or price change right around the open, and my sense is there's two variations that can happen. Either the decline continued into tomorrow morning, or there's a big move to the upside and then another decline at the open, although temporary. So we'll be looking out for that. Those of you that got the Discord access, I'll be on in the morning to clarify what to do at that time. All right, so let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is something that we cover with the monthly access subscription. I'll show you guys how to get that at the end of the video as well. Hermes, you're such a whiner, man. Are you whining? No, you can't go up there because every time you go up there, you bonk my janky cord and the camera goes out. All right, so you can see here is an example of the services that we offer with the monthly access. So Bitcoin among a bunch of other tickers and crypto. This was an entry, right? OL indicates open long, right? So within this range, open long, and we were looking to close out, even if you closed out a day early, because sometimes these are plus or minus a day or two of wiggle room, but the sequence of events remains accurate nonetheless. You can see we were minus a day. It ended up being the very next day that we had this big move to the upside. Hopefully people got into short positions based on that with the expectation of seeing a decline into a trough or low on the 10th. But overall, everything seems to be going pretty solid with the Bitcoin reading as well. Hey, Avila. Yeah, everything's going much better. Yeah, Hermes is always stealing the show. Most people don't, even like when I meet people outside, they don't remember me. They remember Hermes. How can I compete? How can I compete with this guy? You know, he's such a good boy, Hermes. Such a love bug. He just wants to sit on my lap. I appreciate what was a Raptor. Oh, that's Avila. Oh, appreciate it, Avila. Yeah, I mean the trades today weren't super profitable. Sometimes there's much bigger moves, but it was kind of a slow day as far as the amount of change. Even so, we still nailed the accuracy. Like those were precision trades. Part of monthly access subscription as well. You get access to the live streams questions, where on every live stream I will answer the questions that have been posted here. So the first one we have is CRWV. Take a look at CRWV by the end of the year. All right, so this is the CRWV chart. Hermes, I gotta put you down, okay, buddy? Go play. No whining, okay? Hermes. The overall chart behavior between now and the end of the year for CRV, so the second half of the year. This actually looks like it's declining. Not one that I would really want to get into. When you look at the RSI, we're already kind of pretty top heavy overbought here. But I'm seeing for the second half of the year, we'll revisit a support level that we recently saw. And since this has only been open since April, probably means that we're coming back down to 37 before the end of the year. Let me see. No, it looks like probably 60, not 37. And again, guys, with SOMET analysis, this system was not designed primarily to predict price levels. They're like a tertiary part of the system. First is the sequence of events, second comes timing, and then occasionally we're able to get reliable information about price levels. But you should never trade SOMET analysis information with entry and exits based on specific prices. You should utilize ranges, and really it's the timing and sequence of events that's most important. I'm going to put a line here though. And if you're newer to the channel and you've seen these chart notes before, the P stands for prediction date, right? Just so I have an idea of when I was talking about it. Prediction date 6/9/25. All right, and so the next one that we've got on here. So if you're new to the channel, guys, the two ways that you can ask questions normally is to be a paid subscriber of our YouTube channel. It's $50 a month. Or if you've got access to our monthly access subscription, it gives you access to our live stream questions channel, where people post questions throughout the week and we answer them on the next available live stream, SMCI, end of year. Overall trend direction for SMCI throughout the remainder of 2025, from this moment through the remainder. This is also looking like it's going down pretty significantly. Yikes. See if we can see how low. Sometimes I'm able to see that. So something like that. Next up is SBET. Is this stock a potential good buy? Let's take a look, Ape. $ SBET. So I presume we're talking about the crypto here because of the $. If it's not crypto and we're talking about the Sharp Link Gaming, let me know. I could always do both, but let's go with the crypto one. SBET. Probably use Weeks. Weeks is my friend because they actually let me buy crypto on their app, and I might live in a state where you're not allowed to do that. Oh my god, what a pain in the butt. All right, so is this a potential good buy? Let's see, what's the overall highlight for this over a multi-year period? Futility card. So this is going to be pretty mixed throughout its lifetime. In 2025. Sorry, guys. So it looks like this one, interesting. I'm getting some bullish behavior for 2025. Yeah, I think probably. Yeah, it looks like we're probably bumping up against a pretty significant, strong resistance with multiple failed attempts to break through this resistance, roughly around the 0.0009 range, throughout 2025. What do we got next? Hey, Robert. Appreciate it. Good to be back, my friends. If you're just hopping on, guys, this is a special subscribers only live stream. Normally we do members only live streams, but we're doing subscribers only since I have been gone for quite some time. Feel free to ask any questions. They don't even need to be stock related. They could be anything. And the two ways that you can ask questions normally are to be a paid monthly subscriber of our YouTube channel for $50 a month, gets you access to our members only live streams. Or if you've got a monthly access subscription or total access subscription on our website, it gives you access to this channel right here, live streams questions, where I answer these questions at the next available live stream. CRCL, will it reach 300? Oops. Circle Internet Group. So it's important, guys, when you're asking questions, the more specific the question, the more clear the answer becomes. They go hand in hand. They're directly proportionate to each other. So, like, will CRCL reach 300? Like, when I ask just that question, it could be like any time in the lifetime of CRCL. And with that said, let's see. A more specific question would be to put a time frame on that. But let's check it out in the lifetime. It looks like it probably does reach 300 at some point in its lifetime. Let's see what it's doing the remainder of this year. For the remainder of 2025, CRCL's overall trend behavior. So this is the change card. So equal amounts of bulls and bear inflow and outflow. Sideways fluidity, they call it. So we're going to see a lot of back and forth. And generally speaking, we should be within close proximity at the end of the year to where the price level that we started at, because it's equal amounts of bulls and bear. It's not always exactly like that, but generally speaking, we're going to stay within that range. If you're new to the channel, everything's color coded. Purple indicates prognostic information. So if it's not something specific to a high or a low, like there's no way to really determine a high or a low, but there's prognostic information, it'll be in purple. Let's just double check, verify that that's going to be the case. Yeah, it should end the year somewhere roughly around there. Make it a little bigger, maybe. Yeah, like that I think is good. That's a little too big, like this. And also, I'm going to put a larger ellipse because there's an alternate way that I could read that, which would bring it all the way back down to the bottom. But this is less likely. It's the darker, like when you have overlapping ellipses when reading these charts, the darker the shade, the more probable the area on the chart where the price level should enter. All right, next on the list. Will PayPal reach 200 this year? Whoa. I had a clear kinetic impression just happen. Those are usually very, very reliable. Yeah, so it does look like it'll reach 200 this year. Wow, that's a nice gain for 2025 for PayPal. It looks like it probably tops off somewhere around that, actually. I wonder why you picked that price level specifically. Yeah, but that looks like a pretty big spike. That's a really big spike, guys. I'm gonna like triple check this. So basically, I'm getting a yes. I'm gonna put a range here for this. Now you could like hold out for 200. I consider that to be very unwise. Like this is a much from what I'm seeing, unless there's like some crazy news that comes out. But just trading based on price levels and SO meta, I would look for the big move, and when we break out through this price level, I would get ready to exit. That's a safe exit, and then I take my money and I'd move on to another trade. Concerning yourself with huge swing moves like that, I mean, they happen, but they usually happen when you're not looking for them. All right. And most of the time, when you're looking for a huge move like that, you end up disappointed. I am getting a lot of yeses for that, but again, the smart play would be to exit here if you get into a long position. And also, when we're talking about this year, like we're looking at like a 1 year chart kind of basis, you have to account for wiggle room. There could be like a month or two of wiggle room, so it could end up being January, February when this happens. It's broad. It's really, really broad when we're doing it from this standpoint. But I think this is probably a safe bet up here. Will things calm down in Los Angeles with regard to ICE and deportations? Let's take a look. I'm going to put, will things calm down in Los Angeles with regard to ICE and deportations within 2025? Will it calm down? It looks like a yes. Huh. Looks like it calms down in June. So this month it should calm down, my friends. I put some pretty hard to believe predictions up in the world events part of the Discord yesterday, in case anybody didn't see that. Before I say this, guys, I just want to make sure everybody is aware that one of the main rules of the channel is don't talk politics. Like, I don't want to hear about how the asshole on the other side of whatever, fence we're talking about, whatever color party, I don't want to hear about how that asshole's doing everything wrong and the other guy's doing everything right. I could care less which guy you're talking about. It makes me sick So it must not become a conversation. These are the type of things I instantly ban people for because they cause division, you know. But one of the things that I predicted, it's not actually political, it's just a statement, is that I think there's a good chance that Donald Trump stays president of the United States for longer than 2 terms. As crazy as that sounds, I also predicted in his last term that there would possibly be some kind of a coup on the government, and I found that very hard to believe. And you saw what happened. There was that like riot that took place, and they stormed the Capitol building, I believe it was. So you know, I'm not always dead on point. I find it very hard to believe, but I am picking up on it. I'm getting yes for that, and it likely has something to do with martial law or some sort of military. You know, it's connected to a military campaign of some kind. So be mindful of that stuff. All right, guys. So with that said, I'm going to show you guys how to get those game-changing services, the Discord trade alerts, TradingView chart links. First, let me give you this is a link. You can't navigate to this page, but this is a special offer. 2 1-year readings for $600. Normally, they're $500 each. These are specifically 2026 readings, but right now you can get them for 2 for $300 each. You need to type this link, this URL into the browser window to find us, and this page will be gone within 5 days. So take advantage while you can. You'll also be helping the channel. Ugh, this camera, man. All right, guys. Sorry about that. Looks like I need to get my camera repaired because this is getting ridiculous. It also my picture is either really dark or really light now too, so I got to get it repaired. But in any case, this offer expires within 5 days. Take advantage while you can. And we had a whole month off where we paused everybody's subscriptions, guys. Thankfully, there weren't really like a ton of cancellations. We had somebody cancel for reasons other than the website. But, you know, we still didn't have income come in for a month, so this will really help out the channel. And again, normally that's like $400 off, basically. I'm going to give you a coupon code for 50% off of the one-on-one consults in just a moment, but I want to make sure that everybody knows how to get those game-changing services. You go to order now on our website, Terror for Traders, click on subscriptions. The early access subscription with the day trade alerts and for SPY and the live trading view chart links and all that stuff. That's $150. Subscribe right here. You make that money back. I mean, I made that today. It was such a slow day, and I only did like the tiniest trades. And even with that, I still made back the $150, and people would be following those exact trades as part of this service. It also gets you the earliest access to any of our public posts that come out on YouTube. They come out first on our early access link. You can see DGB 1-year reading for 2026. It hasn't come out on YouTube yet. Come out probably next week. But that's early access. And then monthly access is the next step up. It gets you the day-by-day sequence of chart events with the highs and the lows to the day for each month for these tickers and crypto symbols. It also gets you the live stream questions channel where you can ask questions. There's a chat channel for each of these. There's chart drawings for each of these. There's live Discord trade alerts. I mean, look at this. This was an example of this Bitcoin. Well, matter of fact, let's look at Tesla. Tesla was giving me a hard time at the beginning of the month, but you can see right here, right? Open long, and we're expecting pretty solid moves back to the upside. I might have to adjust this. I'm going to take a look. Let's see. I might as well take a look right now. Do I need to adjust that? Let's see. It says no. So we're looking to exit within this price range. It might be a day or two later because it seems like that's what happened. We've got plus or minus a day or two of wiggle room on the Tesla reading right now. But the interesting thing about SO meta analysis, guys, You cannot trade this information like you would trade technical analysis. It's complete opposite, right? You want to use chart events and timing for entry and exits. But the really, really valuable thing about SO meta-analysis, and it's the only form of analysis that this is possible, is we're able to give you backup exits, because we're not right all the time. We're right most of the time. But when we're wrong, it's pretty easy to fix. I think anybody that's watching right now could attest to that when we've been wrong for the majority of those times, which are seldom, but they happen. We're able to repair or fix the situation because we can see the next steps, and we're usually right. So if we're wrong, the next exit is usually going to be on point. It's rarely are we wrong that many times in a row. So that's monthly access, guys. That's $300 a month. It's still super, super cheap. I mean, you're getting timing of highs and lows to the day, and real-time Discord trade alerts, all that stuff. Most importantly, guys, before I leave you guys, most importantly, the whole purpose of the channel, and I'm not seeing people really following through on this lately, guys. It really kind of makes me sad because it's the whole purpose of the channel. 5% of the profits from every profitable trade utilizing this information, no matter if you're a paying subscriber or you're just using free info. This is way less, even with the monthly fee, than a stockbroker would ever charge you. Way less. And the value is, there's no comparison. A stockbroker's a joke compared to our accuracy. So 5% of profit should be donated forward to one of these charities or to a charity of your choosing. Make sure that you're paying it forward. That keeps the flow of abundance going through the universe. 5% of the profit should be sent back to the channel through one of these links. It's a way to say thank you and also to express gratitude. And when you express gratitude, you attract more situations to be grateful for. This leaves you at 90%. Make sure to spend that 90% out of love. As long as you follow those rules, makes you an angel investor in the channel. It also makes you somebody that I want to know, because there's so few and far between people when it comes to money and the honor code. There's very, very few people with that level of integrity. And when I see those people, I want to know those people, because those are the best people in the world, people with that kind of integrity. So much love and appreciation. Hopefully we see some people that have been holding out on that rule of karma come through. Because we've been right on a lot of trades, guys. Much love and appreciation. Blessings to all my angel investors. Oh, and that coupon code for the 50% off. It's 50 off 1 on 1. The number 1, the word on, and the number 1. So let me type it in here for you guys. All right, guys, so this is the coupon code. You would use this at checkout. You don't actually type this into the browser. I'm just typing it there so you can see it. But you go to order now, private sessions. This gets you 50% off of the 60-minute psychic consult. Normally $500. That's $250 off. This is another special that's going to be expiring within 5 days. Take advantage while you can. Much love and appreciation, everybody that does that. Again, that's 50 or the number 50, the word off, the number 1, the word on, the number 1. 50 off 1 on 1. And you would type that in at checkout. All right, guys, with that said, I'm going to roll. Much love and appreciation, everybody.